recently just got done reading 2 books about business and finance and becoming a millionaire. And after reading these 2 books, it made me realize something. It made me realize something about people and psychology and why we go down these rabbit holes of hopping from one thing to the next in terms of making money. So if you are somebody who's looking to make money online or just looking to make more money in general, you've definitely heard of all the things that are out there like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, SMMA, any type of agency. And after reading these 2 books, I realized why these approaches do not work and will never work for 99% of the people. And again, here I'm talking about being wealthy, okay? I'm not just talking about making like some side cash like $500 a month. If you want to do that, there's millions and millions of things that you could do. But again, I'm going to talk about why most won't work, regardless of which one that you choose. Okay. And the reason is because that you're getting into a space that you have no business being in. That's the shortest way to put it. But realistically, you have to look at it like this. So I'll just give you an example from this book. So this is called The Millionaire Fastlane. This is by MJ DeMarco. And basically, I'm not going to summarize this book really, but I'll tell you what this guy did, how he became a millionaire. He started a limousine booking website. So it was called limos.com, and it was basically people could book limos like anywhere. I'm not sure if it was worldwide or just the United States, but people could book limos online, and then he would take a percentage from the book. It would take a fee, from each booking. But how did he come up with this idea? Did he see a YouTube video that said, here's how to make millions, and then it said start a booking company? No. What he did was he was a limousine driver, and he heard a guy ask him, he said, hey, if I wanted to find out the prices in Dallas for a limousine, do you know how much that is? How would I find that out? And then boom, a light bulb went off in his head, and he realized, hey, here's a problem. This guy wants to know this price and where he can find limos, but he doesn't know how to get it. And then this guy who had no coding experience at all and there was no, remember, this was like in the 90s, I think, when he did this. So there was no, there wasn't any like Wix or there wasn't like these drag and drop website builders or no code that we have now today. So he had to go to the library, get books, and learn how to code. And he built this website, limos.com, to solve this problem. And he ended up making millions. He sold the company for I think like $2 million or something like that. He actually sold it twice because he sold it. He lost he ended up spending like all the money that he sold the company for, and he saw his company was going down, so he bought it, he built it back up again, and then he sold it again. So that's a pretty interesting story. Honestly, this book is one of the greatest books I've ever read when it comes to finance and business. If you are stuck, or it doesn't matter actually, if you're in the beginning stages or you've already started a business, I think this is one of the greatest books that you can read on business and money and just business overall. It's one of the best books I've ever read on business. But now the other book I read was Anything You Want by Derek Silvers, and this talks about, he was a musician, right? And so there was a problem where he couldn't sell his music, because back then, being a musician, you could only sell your music if you could find you had to sign a label, and these people, they only wanted to work with big artists, big established artists. So you had to have money, you had to have network, you had to have connections. And he was thinking, how can here's this problem, how can I make money by just selling my CD? So he created a website called CD Baby, which grew into a multi-million-dollar company that worked with Apple, they worked with Rhapsody, they worked with these huge industries, and ended up selling it for like 20-some million dollars later on. So you notice a theme here, right? These people got very, very wealthy very quickly, okay, very, very fast. But you notice a theme, right? They didn't go on YouTube and search how to become wealthy. They didn't scroll through their phone and saw like, oh, top 5 online businesses you can start in 2024. What they did instead was they looked around them for problems in their life and their experience that related to these problems. Okay, now why is this so much better than any idea you're going to find on the internet? Because if you search something on the internet, or you see something on the internet, like let's say you see a video that says how to build an SMMA from 0 to 10K in 1 month. Okay, if you see that video, guess what? So have 1 million other people. And if 1 million other people have seen this video, they're also going to be making it. Imagine if this man right here, right? Imagine if he decided to make this business, limos.com, because he saw a video on YouTube. There would be thousands of other limo.com, hundreds of thousands actually of other limo.com businesses and web pages that would be exploding up on the internet, and then he would have to be competing with all those people. He wouldn't have become a millionaire. This book would have never existed, and he wouldn't have been able to sell his company for millions. It probably wouldn't have lasted long. He maybe might have made, just a few bucks or a couple $100 here and there, but is that really what you want? Do you want something that you're just going to hop from the next thing to the other and not really get anywhere with? Or do you want something you could build up for the next 5 to 10 years, and that can become a nest egg that you can either sell or turn into passive income? And so the way to get into the best business that has the lowest competition but the highest ROI is to look around you for problems. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing, because if you do that, you're going to jump into a very saturated market. And I know what a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's not about saturation, it's about execution, whatever. And even if that's your mindset, like, do you really think there's millions and millions of people who saw the same SMMA or dropshipping video that you saw? Do you really, really think that you are going to be the one person who is going to cut out all the millions of people of competition? Now, if you love that space, right? If you love like marketing, you know a lot about it, you already have experience with marketing and sales and lead generation, then maybe you can be exceptional, so exceptional in some place like SMMA that you can go in and just swipe out all the other competition and you don't even have to worry about them. So that's the only thing that beats saturation, is being exceptional. But if you're not really exceptional in anything, you don't really have any particular skills that are just exceptional, you have to go on experience. Okay, skills and experience are different. And if you don't have super exceptional skills that you can monetize, that you can leverage, you have to build something based on your experience and based on what you see around you. So what you need to do, if you cannot already think back to a problem that you solved or a problem that you heard somebody else encounter, then you need to observe. You need to watch. You need to be observant. You need to be mindful and just listen, right? That one guy asked him, how can I find out the price of a limo in Houston? And he wasn't just sitting there like on his phone like, what? I don't know. Sorry. You need to listen, okay? If he didn't listen, if that didn't trigger something in his brain to think, hey, here's a problem. Can I solve this? Maybe. Let me do some research. Oh, you need a code to build a website? Okay, let me learn the code. Oh, you need to learn Python or JavaScript? Okay, let me learn that. If you don't have that trigger, right? If you're not paying attention, you're going to miss opportunities. The world is giving you opportunities. The question is, are you listening? Are you perceptive to them? Are you willing to take them on? Are you willing to learn and grow? And so that is how you become a millionaire. Maybe not in 2024, okay? I'm not saying you could do this in a year, but that's how you can start. How you can make that one decision that will change your life forever. Now you can go and try and jump into all these things that have courses and whatever, and maybe you might make a few $100 or a couple thousand or whatever, but is that really what you want? Don't you want an edge? Don't you want something that other people cannot compete with? So that's the way you're going to do it. Think about your experiences. Think about problems in your environment or people that you know in their environment. And then ask yourself, can I solve this problem? Is there anything of value that I can bring to solve this problem? And that's it. So if you do that and you do it long enough, I promise you, you will find a problem, and then all you have to do is find the solution. So there you go. That's how you become a millionaire in 2024 and beyond. So that's it. So The Millionaire, Fastlane, and Anything You Want. These are two amazing books on business I recommend you guys check out and read. Anything You Want is like super short. Okay, you can listen to the audio version, I believe, for it's like an hour long. This one's a little bit longer, but it's packed full of like every single page. There wasn't a single page on here that I thought was like useless. Every single page in this book is it's incredible. So, if you guys want to find the books, I'll try to leave a link down below in the description. If I can find a link on Amazon, I'll leave a link to these books down below. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate your time. If you got value from this, just leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel as well.